We want to do good for your community. We want to do good for the world at large.
Taken on an active role to mentor those folks, though, so that they can succeed.
The guy kicked back and he said, "Yeah, Bill, I can hardly wait to move up to Montana."
Well, it was very important to Wall Street for Trump to start sounding presidential.
It's a big satisfaction when you're able to help others.
Welcome to The Real Deal with Bill, and today I'm here to talk to a friend of mine who's been a very wonderful member of our Rotary International for years, has done so much good work for the world at large, and has invited all of us to come to India someday to see the work that we have all been instrumental from our district in putting together. And gosh, you'll find that this person has so much depth, so much history, has been very successful business-wise, but has been super successful in giving back to the world. I'd like to introduce to Saint Cece Theophane. Cece, thank you for being here with us.
Good morning, Bill.
Cece, I know that a lot of people within Rotary know you real well, and I was teasing about the good work that you're doing, but you're doing amazing work. You're doing a lot of work in India. You've been instrumental in getting global grants for India and doing work in Africa and doing work locally. I mean, the McKinney Rotary Club is phenomenal in the projects they take on. But I know a lot of people don't know you personally. Can you share with us a little bit about your background, how you got started? I was amazed that you said that you've only been here in the United States since the 70s and went to the highest levels of successes in some areas, and now you're giving back.
Yes, Bill. I came to this country from India in 1975. We came to New York City, me and my wife, Leela. She is a registered nurse. We were there only for a year in New York City. We moved to Houston in 1976. I went to school, University of Houston. She started working as a nurse in the medical center Houston. I needed a job, so I applied in McDonald's. So I started as a manager trainee in McDonald's in 1976. So I was with McDonald's from 1976 to 1980 in the Houston market, from assistant manager trainee to all the way to training coordinator for McDonald's Corporation. 1980, I thought about owning a McDonald's for myself, and I applied for a McDonald's franchise. They said, if you wait another 5 more years, we can probably give you a McDonald's franchise, and I did not want to wait another 5 years. So I went to Burger King. I applied for a franchise. So I opened my first Burger King in 1981.
And how old were you back in 1981?
I was 31 years old.
That's okay. So you just hit your 30s and you were
Yes.
owner of a Burger King franchise.
Yes, I opened the first Burger King in Jasper, Texas in 1981. It was a successful restaurant. In 1982, I opened the one in Livingston, Texas, then Huntsville, Texas. Continued to grow. In 1984, I had an opportunity to go to Northwest Oklahoma to own multi-store operations. So we decided to go to Oklahoma in 1984. We went to Enid, Oklahoma, me and my wife and 2 children. So we opened several Burger King franchises, bought old ones and new ones and built new ones and expanded. We had several franchises in Northwest Oklahoma, different parts of the state. And then in 1986, I decided to expand to from fast food to full service restaurants. So I opened my first El Chico restaurant in Stillwater, Oklahoma in 1986. Then we continued to grow. Eventually, I became the largest El Chico franchisee in the country. I had restaurants in different states, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, so many states.
That's fantastic. What was your home life like at that point?
My wife was taking care of the children. When we were in Oklahoma, our youngest son, Tommy, was born. She was pretty much running the show at home. I was running the show in the field. In 1996, I sold all my Burger Kings and expanded with El Chico. 96, we moved to McKinney, Texas. When I was in Stillwater, Oklahoma, that's when I joined Rotary Club. So I've been a Rotarian since 1990 in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Now,
That's
you were
where I
still
started.
busy at that time then, because
Yes.
you had all these stores all across southern United States. I mean, it wasn't just Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana.
Yeah, different states. But I was so impressed with the works the Rotary Club's been doing. I known Rotary Clubs for a long time. I came from India when I was 25 years old. As you know, the number of Rotary Clubs is high, number one in the United States. India has the second largest number of Rotary Clubs in the world. So I have known Rotary Clubs. Rotary Clubs have been very prominent in India. Anyway, I joined the Rotary Club in McKinney, Stillwater, Oklahoma in 1990. When I moved to McKinney in 1996, I joined the McKinney Rotary Club. I started working in different projects. 2012, I became the president of the McKinney Rotary Club. By the way, the McKinney Rotary Club is 100 years old. It's one of the largest and the oldest clubs in the state of Texas. We celebrated our centenary, 100 years, last year, 2019. That was a successful club who's been doing so many things for the last so many years, and I was the president in 2012. In 2012, we made a decision that we would do at least one international project each year. So for the last 8-9 years, we've been doing international projects. And now I've been working as the chairman of the International Service Committee.
It's fantastic. And I think that as we look at the good work that Rotarians do worldwide and look at the good work that Rotarians within our district do worldwide, McKinney Rotary Club stands out as a prime example of what we would all love to be able to do, because the commitment is a major project every single year, and to sustain those projects from the previous years. That's amazing that y'all have been able to do it and maintain the contact with the different projects that you've gotten involved with.
Yes. The first project I did was wheelchair program in Nicaragua.
And that was 2012,
That
2013?
2012-13, and then in 2013 and 14, medical supplies to Zimbabwe. With the help of Baylor Hospital Systems, we were able to collect almost $125,000 worth of medical equipment and supplies. We shipped that to Zimbabwe, which was distributed to different facilities in Western Harare. We had a relationship with the Rotary Club in Western Harare. All these products were distributed in different clinics and hospitals in Zimbabwe.
That's phenomenal. And we've done a lot of work within our district with the Faith in Action group.
Yes.
Through Baylor and Scott and White.
That's correct.
Is that the same group that y'all
Same
work
group,
with?
same group.
It is, they've been a true blessing to the world community, because at the time that you did this work, they had a warehouse where you could actually walk through the warehouse and select what your organization needed.
Yes.
And we did work, we sent supplies to Cuba, Nicaragua, Zimbabwe, all over the world, from our group here in Baylor doing the giving for us. We just had to do the collecting, the shipping, the organizing, and making sure that the equipment got to the people who had a need. And I think that that's one of the wonderful things. They temporarily ceased doing the warehouse. Actually, they ceased doing the warehouse about a year ago. They wanted a list of what you want, but they have temporarily ceased things because of the coronavirus. Hopefully they'll pick that back up because we had a need locally for a lot of things all of a sudden.
Yes,
So,
yes. Bill, these medical supplies we sent to Zimbabwe, it was distributed for 100,000 patients in that country. I mean, it was a big deal. And they were so happy to receive all these products. And you should see some of the emails and letters we got thanking the Rotary Club and our daughter district for doing this. And it was done through a matching grant from the District 5810.
Fantastic. I think that's another key thing is a lot of clubs that I've talked to are intimidated by the cost of doing some of these international projects. Yet the costs can be so well underwritten through either the matching district grants or the
Other
global
clubs.
grants that we're talking about,
Yes.
or partnering with other clubs.
Yes.
Some of the best projects have been clubs that we can't quite pull this off by ourselves, but there are clubs that are very hungry for ideas, that are excited to join on if you will make sure that the effort goes to the people who truly have a need. And so there is value in this communication and working together. Now, beyond Zambia, what was your...
And in 2014-15, we did a project in India, the southernmost state of Kerala. St. Thomas Asylum is operated by St. Joseph Sisters, Catholic sisters in that part of the country. It was a institution, asylum for women who is underprivileged, physical problems, mental problems, financial problems, and there were 75 women. They were struggling to make ends meet. So what we did is through a matching grant, we provided computer equipments, sewing machines, printing machines, and all those kind of things. And actually, the Superior General of the congregation traveled all the way to McKinney to thank us. So what she told us, their net income has gone up by 10 times with the matching grant, the things we were able to provide to St. Thomas Asylum in Kaipura, India.
That's phenomenal. That's truly priming the pump. A little goes in and a whole bunch comes back out.
That's correct.
Ongoing
Yes.
for years to come.
Oh yeah, and now they don't need to worry about financing. They are able to sustain without any problems, and that's one of the goals of Rotary International. Sustainability. Whatever we do, they are able to continue taking advantage of the projects we are doing.
Now tell me about Kerala. That is where your family is from, isn't it?
Yes, I am from Kerala. Kerala is the southernmost state in the country of India. There are about 35 million people there. It's different from other states. The literacy rate is very high, almost 100%. About 35% of the population are Christians throughout India. It's
Now,
only
every religion in the world seems to be represented in India.
yes.
But to have a Christian segment, that is unusual. In
That
India.
is very unusual. In the whole country, there are 1.3 billion people, about 2.5% of Christians in the whole country. But in this particular state, there are about 35% Christians because of the influence of Christian missionaries. The literacy rate is pretty high. But still, they have issues, they have challenges. Actually, this year, we will talk about it later. This year, we are doing a global grant.
Well, I'm excited to talk about it now because that is a good point. Because I learned about Kerala through working with you on the global grant.
Yes, yes.
And the high incidence of kidney failure and needs for kidney dialysis surprised me, and knowing that they still practice medicine that may be actually damaging to their bodies.
Yes,
That
yes.
there is this old and new that they're working through. That there was a great need there, and
Yeah.
you have risen to meet that need with the help of a global grant and a lot of people within our district. So
Yes, kidney-related challenges is a big problem in the state of Kerala. High incidence of diabetes and dialysis and all those kind of things, and they still have challenges to meet their needs for the dialysis. So what we did is we are working with one of the Rotary clubs in the city of Kottayam. It's called the East Kottayam East Rotary Club, and they are the host club, and city of our McKinney Rotary Club is the international club. The total budget is $120,000 through a global grant from Rotary International. So the Rotary Club of McKinney, other clubs in the district, our District 5810, and Rotary International. These are the participants for this project. We are working with 2 hospitals in the city of Kottayam. Caritas Hospital, who has been there more than 60 years, another hospital in the city of Kottayam. So we are providing 7 dialysis machines to Caritas Hospital, 2 dialysis machines, and an ambulance to the other hospitals called the Mandiram Hospital in the city of Kottayam. So what they will do is the host club, the Rotary Club in Kottayam East Club, will be able to work with, actually they have signed a MOU with these hospitals to give certain number of free dialysis treatments. So there's 7 machines to 1 hospital, Caritas Hospital, 2 machines and the ambulance to the Mandiram Hospital. They will provide 200 dialysis treatment per machine per year for 8 years. So that is literally thousands of treatment to the underprivileged people. So the recipients of these free treatments will be decided by the host Rotary Club. They will vet, interview the deserving patients, and the free treatment will be provided by these 2 hospitals.
I love it, and I think that's important that you have that involvement. The community tells you what they need.
Yes.
And we respond to that need, but work with the community going forward. And I've seen projects that might could have been more successful had they asked people what do they want before we provided something to them, and to make sure that we had that involvement with the boots on the ground there to verify that the people are being treated at no cost or a reduced cost, or that we have a way of vetting those who have a need versus those who would take advantage of the system. So I think that that's a neat thing to have that good relationship with that Rotary Club.
Yes, that's important. To find a reliable, active Rotary Club internationally is important for the success of these kind of projects, because they are the people who are actually doing it. The funding is done by us, the international clubs and international district. In our case, there are 7 other clubs in our district is part of the deal, part of the package for the global grant, because our club could not, or the district could not find the funding for the whole project, and the other clubs came forward and helped us, and so it's a package deal.
And that's fantastic. And Cece, you bring up a good point that I've seen over and over again, and that is when there's a need, we have so many good Rotarians within our district, and we have so many people who are working within clubs that have resources. They just don't know where the need is. And when you put out the call and you say, we have a need, we've got a problem, we have a shortfall, I've so many times seen the shortfall be filled by the generous Rotarians within our districts and the Rotary clubs within our district.
Yes, I mean, for the global grants, even if your club don't have enough budget to go and do the whole thing, you can request the other clubs in the district and kind of package deal, and you can do so many things to help so many people throughout the world, and we are doing it. Another thing I did is in Mexico, in and around Puebla, central Mexico, they have an issue there. 75 out of 500 births, the children have the problem with the cleft lip and palate. So 2 clubs in central Mexico has been doing 8-9 surgeries to correct this deformity for the last so many years. So they contacted our club, and through a matching grant, we were able to help those clubs, and they were able to double the number of surgeries that they are doing to correct these issues. And I was able to go to Mexico and see the doctors and these children, who has this issue. So you can imagine a 12 or 13-year-old girl go to school with deformity. They're doing these kind of things. Their self-esteem goes so high. You are able to do so many things, and that surgeries are still going on in Mexico.
You're truly giving the gift of life back to that child.
Yes.
The child suddenly has the ability to interact with other people as well as that self-esteem. So
Yes.
I think that's probably one of the most loving, wonderful things that we can do.
Yes.
Are you still participating with
Actually,
this
I
going
was
forward, or
yes,
is it
I
a
was there
one-
in Mexico to see these kind of things. I was in India to see the St. Thomas Asylum. So I was able to touch it and feel it, the effect of all these things we are doing.
Now, I think that's truly the blessing of being able to travel internationally and have clubs that will sponsor a traveling Rotarian as well as make us comfortable in going out and seeing these things. I know a lot of Rotarians have not made these trips. And I understand that probably one of the first things that got you involved in doing this international projects was a trip to Mexico,
Yes.
was it?
Well, actually, from McKinney, me and my wife took 20 Rotarians to India about 12 years ago. We stopped by Dubai. We went to the Rotary Club meeting in Dubai. From there, we went to North India, New Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. Everybody wants to see Taj Mahal. So we saw that. Then from there, we went to Kerala, different parts of the beautiful state of Kerala.
And Kerala is worth seeing all by itself. It
Yes.
looked like a resort, everything I saw on it.
Yes, it's very green.
Lush
It's
and-
totally different from any other states in India. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping we will be able to take a group from our district to Kerala, to India, when we finish this global grand project.
I'm hoping that people start traveling again. I know that our John Mosier absolutely wanted to go to India, and we have a lot of Rotarians who would love to see the world, and not just to travel as a tourist, but to travel as a tourist and do some good work when we get there.
Yes.
And see the good work that we've been involved in doing. I think that is divine. We all love traveling, but traveling, seeing the Taj Mahal, but also touching the lives that we've impacted, seeing how we've impacted lives positively, I think is phenomenal. And being able to see the, oops, sorry, you're gonna have to cut this out. What was the St. Thomas thing?
St.
Is it a home or
Thomas
is it-
Asylum.
Asylum.
Asylum, yes, St. Thomas Asylum.
And to be able to go to the St. Thomas Asylum.
Yes, and see the ladies,
people who
the
are
things
helping
that
out.
work. Yes, yes.
That is very uplifting.
Yes, yes. In addition to seeing the country and the culture and all those kind of things, you can see, you can, feel it, touch it, what our district, our Rotary clubs are doing there in Kerala.
I think that's phenomenal. I've had the blessing of travel to see the work that we've done. I love the work that your club and many of the clubs within our district have done in Malawi, Africa.
Yes.
Malawi has, for years, been a place that our district has been involved, from the water wells to the girls' education, to the clinic, to the support that y'all did with making sure that the maternity
Yes,
wing
yes.
of the clinic
We
had
did
care.
that in 2017-18. There's only one hospital in the country of Malawi, and you are involved in that project. So what we did is we provided funding for the solar power projects for that hospital. We were told that up until then, that hospital was able to do surgeries only 2 or 3 hours a day because of the scarcity of electricity. So because of the solar power project in Malawi, what we funded through a matching grant through our district, the Rotary Club of McKinney was able to do that, and it's still going on. So that is another project we were able to do.
I love the work we're doing with Orange Charities in Malawi.
Yes.
Where they have the clinic compound as well as demonstration farms, working on water wells. Water wells are put in, they need servicing going forward, and they've been doing this servicing. And the Girls Education Project.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we want to go back to Malawi and help young women from the 8th grade to the 12th grade. The parents have to pay if they're going to continue with education. And it's a major difference in life, kind of like with the St. Thomas Asylum. You do a little bit on the front end, and for the rest of those girls' lives, you make a difference
Yes.
on their income ability and the way they raise their families. A little education goes so far. And if you educate mom, you educate the entire family. And so the work that they're doing with the girls' education, I think is phenomenal as well. So we've had a good partnership. And I think that's the other key thing, is have a good partnership with the Rotary Club and with a good organization within the country that you're working.
Bill, I was, for the last 40, 45 years, I was able to do different things. But I was involved with the Chamber of Commerce and McKinney Education Foundation, the Community Relations Commission in Dallas. But this thing, what I'm doing with the Rotary, that is the most satisfying things what I ever do. I continue to do that, and because we are able to make difference. So we are all blessed. I was able to do so many things in this country, but I'm able to help others who are not blessed like we are. There are marginalized people all over the world. And so I'm using Rotary as a platform to give back to the community, give back to the country, give back to the world.
I love that. And I think for a lot of us, Rotary provides that structure. Many of us can't travel the way you travel. We don't have the resources to call up a friend in India about what is the need here. But we can all participate.
Yes.
We can participate in so many different levels, from the writing a check to helping gather the equipment or the supplies that we've gathered from Baylor, Scott & White, to making a trip and being there when we presently make the gifts or do the work. The eye clinics in Guerrero that we do require so many people to go, or the dental clinics require volunteers, and we have Rotarian volunteers from our district go and do work. I think that all of us can give because Rotary provides a structure. And at whatever level that we can find the time or the resources, we can put those resources to work for the good of others. And I think that for many people, you find that it's that ability to do that larger thing that fulfills our own lives in some way.
And that really helping so many people, literally touching, Rotary is able to touch so many people, not only in 1 or 2 countries, there's hundreds of countries. 1.2 million Rotarians, 36,000 clubs, doing so many things throughout the world. And it's a big satisfaction when you're able to help others who really need dialysis, or surgeries, of cleft lips, or problems in Malawi. All those kind of things that we're able to do through Rotary clubs.
And Cece, I love doing the international projects, but Rotary is not just about doing work internationally. The thing I love about Rotary is it's here and the rest of the world. For those who want to do work here, there are plenty of projects that can be done right here. And in fact, your Rotary Club has been so involved in doing projects right in McKinney, from the All Abilities Playground,
Yes.
which was such a large project that many clubs would have been scared to do it. But the clubs in McKinney joined together and made this thing happen.
We were able to raise $1 million between the city.
So that, again, that was
$1 million
$1
between the city of McKinney, the Rotary clubs, and all the other sponsors. It was related to the clubs, and we opened that last year. It's one of the most successful projects, the Rotary clubs of McKinney. We have 3 clubs in McKinney. All the clubs together were able to do.
And they joined together to do the project, and they took on something that most clubs, even joining together, would be afraid to do. But how inspirational to see it done within our district. And we've had other clubs now
Yes.
also follow suit. We have All Abilities Playgrounds and several other places within our district.
I believe-
Carrollton Farmers Branch.
Yes.
And several other places.
Yes, yes.
And so I love the fact that we've got the structure to do it, and y'all took on some big challenges. Y'all are doing some wonderful work with the club, as well as the Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels, Collin County's headquarters is right there in McKinney. They are serving 1,400 to 1,600 meals a day. Phenomenal work. So our club was able to help them. We have volunteers, drivers go to deliver the meals. And this year, we provided training equipments through a matching grant, again with the district, 5810, to Meals on Wheels. We bought desktop computers, actually 7 computers, monitors, headsets, security cameras, and all those things we were able to do through matching grant from Rotary Club of McKinney and the District 5810.
And I love that because Rotary does meet the needs locally and internationally.
Yes.
Gives you the structure to do so. And I hear a lot of folks say, I'm too busy to be a Rotarian. My business is taking up too much time and I can't do it. But it sounds like you joined Rotary at the peak of your career,
Yes.
where you had more stores to manage than at any other time, and a
Yes.
family that was growing up. How did you balance that whole
Well,
picture in your life?
You know, God has given me and you the same amount of time. It's just a matter of how you're managing it. Well, I had 3 children at home. My wife was in charge of that. I had, one time I had 1,400 employees in 7 different states. But it's a commitment to give back to the community. I think that's the most important thing. This country has been nice to me, provided me with all kinds of things. I was able to attain my all-American dream. Then I want to give back to the community, which gave everything for me and for my family.
I think it's a beautiful story, and that's exactly the way I think a lot of us feel. And your story is phenomenal. From assistant manager training with McDonald's to Hamburger University,
Yes,
on to owning the largest franchise of El Chico's
yes.
in the United States, to now retired,
Yes, I'm retired now.
but full-time working as philanthropist throughout the world.
I'm trying to do as much as I can through the Rotary Club mainly. I'm involved in some of the other organizations, but I enjoy being a Rotarian so much. We continue to work with the Rotary Clubs and here in this country and internationally.
Well, and I think that's a theme I see over and over again. It seems that a lot of folks, we struggle to get started in life, but then you reach a point where you know you're going to probably be okay, and the family's probably going to be okay. And the next thing we start thinking about is our community okay? And is the rest of the world going to be okay? What can I do to help out? And I think that the greatest joy is finding a way to give back. And I find Rotary provides that structure. And it's not the only way. I know so many other good organizations, and heck, we're partnering with a lot of these good organizations.
Yes,
And being aware that they're out there and fulfilling that need that we all have to give back. I think it's a natural need to give back to the world. To have the structure within the Rotary, I think is a true blessing that we seem to share. And I love the fact that when you travel the world, you can find Rotarians anywhere you go who also share that desire to give back to the world.
yes.
Cece, tell me what a trip to India would look like to you as we plan this thing for the next year or so.
Well, I think the whole things will get back, with the corona and all those kind of things will get back to normal. At least by end of this year, we should be able to travel to India. I like to take a group of Rotarians from our district to India so we can see some of this work we are doing there. That's quite possible. If it's not this year, we can go next year. We can stop in one of the Middle Eastern countries, either in Dubai, Qatar, or any of the countries on the way, then go to visit different parts of India, then be in Kerala and see what is happening there as far as our project is concerned.
Now,
which
I
is
understand
possible.
you had the pleasure of going to a Rotary meeting in Dubai.
Yes, actually, last time when we took the trip, at that time there was only one club in Dubai. The president of the club at that time was the brother-in-law of the sheikh himself. That was an experience. We did go to club meetings in North India, in the city of Agra, where the Taj Mahal is. We did participate in a meeting, in a Rotary meeting in New Delhi. Then we did go to Kerala and had Rotary meetings in 2 clubs.
Now, my own personal experience has been that Rotary meetings in other parts of the world are somewhat different maybe than what we experience here. And my experiences in European Rotary Club meetings where they were somewhat formal and they lasted all night long.
Yes.
How was it in India?
Right. It's a lot of social activities, interaction. It's like family. Dubai, when we were there, they started the meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It went all the way to 7 p.m. and ended with a dinner. And they love American Rotarians. Any clubs you go, it's like family. And actually, at the end of the day, in Dubai, the president wanted to take us to his house. And supposedly he has a house with 22,000 square feet house. But because of the schedule, we could not go there.
Well, let's see if we can put that on the agenda. When we take our group from District 5810 from Texas, in fact, we'll invite Rotarians from all over the world, they want to travel with us, to go. And let's see how, if we can arrange for those Rotary meetings along the way, as well as seeing the projects that we do, as well as seeing the big sites.
Actually, we can make the schedule such a way that we will be in those cities the day of their meeting. So that can be done. And it will be fun, to experience different clubs, how they do the meetings in different ways, different Rotarians, their charity works and all those kind of things. It's a great experience.
Well, I hope that people will take us up on this deal when we put this trip together.
I hope so too.
It's wonderful to travel as a tourist, but to travel with somebody who lives in the country, who knows the language, and as a Rotarian, to go to the Rotary meetings and see the projects that we're doing, that's going to be a phenomenal trip.
Let's make it happen.
Cece, I want to thank you so much for being with us today and talking about what it is to be a Rotarian, to give to the world, and sharing your personal story. Truly phenomenal.
Thank you, Bill, for giving me the opportunity to tell my story, and I am proud to be a Rotarian. Thank you.
I've loved working with you, and I hope that we'll be taking all of y'all on a trip to India someday real soon. And for now, God bless you, and I'll see you next time on Rotarian to Rotarian.